Good afternoon. I greet you all who joined us. Olga Timanov is with you in Media Center, Ukraine, Ukrinform. And ninth year of the war and 160th day since the full-scale invasion of Russian aggressor. And I thank all who speak the truth about the war for freedom of our Ukrainian nation. Our team prepared several events for you. At 1 o'clock, we'll speak of how Ukraine will fulfill the requirements of the EU in media sphere on our further joining the EU. We'll speak of what changes are in the new draft law on media. And right now, there's Vitaly Kim, head of Mykolaiv military administration, and we will speak of the situation in Mykolaiv region. Mr. Vitaly, I greet you. Good afternoon. Happy to see you. Good afternoon. We're happy to see you as well. Happy to see you and hear you. Regretfully, Mykolaiv region suffered the shelling of the occupants in the night. What is the situation right now? What are the consequences? Let's start from the center. From the Mykolaiv city. They shelled at night at one district of the city, from LRS, one district, and other from C300, destroyed the dormitory of one of the officers, completely damaged stores and several multi-story residential buildings. No dead, one wounded guard of the dormitory. The fire is eradicated. And regarding the region, Halitsinova district, Bashtansky district, Shiroka village, and Yavkino village. Near Bereznikvatsky community, also the Russians are shelling there. And Voznesensky and Permatsky always quiet. But regarding since the start of the war, 1,435 people suffered, and more than 100 of them are dead. That's in a nutshell what is happening in our region regarding the shelling over 24 hours. And regarding the critical infrastructure, what is the status and what are the main challenges that you face? Regarding critical infrastructure, for the time being, it's satisfactory. We renew that Russians are hitting, but we have enough resource to renew it. For the time being, yes, the quality suffers because the renewal, restoration work, they're not capital works, they're not mail. So therefore, there could be some problems with the critical infrastructure later, but we hold on for the time being. Regarding your work with tackling the collaborant problem, those who guide the Russian cruise missiles to our Mykolaiv region, those who help the occupants, we heard the thoughts of some experts regarding striking the house of Nibelung founder, that probably some collaborants helped the occupants guide this missile. How do you tackle this problem? Regarding collaborant issue, a lot of information, 90% of information people are helping us. There was official news that one collaborant was detained that was fulfilling those tests for occupants, and two are under investigation. So there are results already on the top of what was conducted by law enforcement bodies and Secret Service. But what regards the strikes on Mr. Vadatursky, the hero of Ukraine, I cannot comment on this because the investigation is going on. I can express my personal thought, just my personal thought. I think it's C-300 rocket. It's not precise enough. And on the next day, after Alexei Vadatursky died, two missiles just struck the shore. So there could be some planned target for Russians, possibly because it used to be the territory of the military unit before. Thank you for information, Mr. Vitaly. Just recently, a day ago, mandatory evacuation in Donetsk region started. Do you plan something similar in Mykolaiv region, considering that actually the region is under constant shelling, constant strikes? Regretfully, I have to be pragmatic, or luckily. The amount of killed, I said, that's since 24th of February. 400 people died, regretfully. But in comparison to other hotspots, it's quite moderate figure. So we did not plan a forced evacuation. Speaking of forced evacuation, that's the first line of front. But our military, they're advancing in our region, so we don't plan the forced evacuation. We have 4 directions open out of 4, so we don't. Thank you to your colleagues. Your questions, please use the microphone and introduce yourself. Good day, Ukrinform. I have a question to through the head of Mykolaiv military administration. The shelling strikes in Mykolaiv last on every day over a month and a half, and over the last week it's more and more difficult. There are casualties and damages to the city. Some say that such mass bombardments never happened since the start of the war. Mykolaiv residents hold on, but they want to know what the military and the authorities plan to improve the situation. And one more question regarding Alexei Vitorsky. Did the alleged collaborant detained who helped Russians strike the spot? And what are the advancements on detaining the collaborants that you promised $100 per head? And do you plan to maybe shut down the internet in town to make their work more complicated? Thank you for the question. Maybe it's out of what we have spoken about for half of what we replied in their speech. First, regarding shelling and strikes, yes, there is more, and it didn't happen. But Armed Forces of Ukraine and Commander-in-Chief, they planned the operation on freeing the territories in Kherson region that would decrease those shelling and strikes. Second, about collaborants we have discussed, and the answer is no. We did not detain the collaborant that helped strike the house of Mr. Vitorsky, because we don't know if somebody actually helped Russians conduct the strike. And if you would, please repeat the question number 3 and 4. Third question is, do you consider this unpopular means as shutting off the internet in town to make the collaborants' operations more complicated? Thank you. No, we don't plan it, and we won't do it, because we won't, because life goes on, and the collaborants, the enemy has the ability to attack our city. They have targets for months ahead. What is the situation right now, the humanitarian situation in town? Is there any problems with supplies, with foodstuffs, or commodities for medical institutions? Do they all continue operations regular? Yes, all the medical institutions work. One of the hospitals was bombed, but the personnel and equipment did not suffer. All the patients and equipment and doctors were moved to the different building. Regarding the humanitarian situation, over a week they destroyed 2 storages of humanitarian items and 1 point of giving away the humanitarian aid. But we have enough of humanitarian products, and we increase capacities to replenish the stocks. The situation is stable. We give the needed the humanitarian aid. Also, the markets are open. All the institutions are open. Not only hospitals, and also restaurants, cafes, stores, hairdressers. So from a humanitarian standpoint, it's all okay. It's difficult because we're being shelled. That's the difficulty. Thank you, Mr. Vitaly, for finding time to join us. And I remind you, Vitaly Kim was with us, head of Mykolaiv military administration. And our next briefing will be at 1 o'clock, so please stay with us.